Have you ever looked at the spaces between your tiles and wondered, what exactly is that stuff holding everything together? Believe it or not, that little material between tiles plays a much bigger role than most people realize. Today, we're diving deep into the world of grout, what it is, why we need it, how it works, and why different types of it exist in the first place. By the end of this video, you'll never see your tiled floors, walls, or countertops the same way again. Let's explore, right here, on History of Simple Things. Let's start with the basics. Grout is a dense, paste-like mixture that's used to fill the gaps between tiles after they're set in place. These gaps, known as joints, aren't just empty spaces. They're part of the design, structure, and function of tile installation. Without grout, tiles would rub against each other, crack, shift, and ultimately fail. So grout acts like both a filler and a binder. It's usually made from cement, water, and sometimes sand, along with various additives that improve strength, flexibility, color, and durability. Once grout cures or hardens, it forms a solid but slightly porous material that locks tiles into place and gives the entire surface a polished, finished appearance. Even though it seems simple, grout is actually engineered to withstand moisture, pressure, and even slight movement, which is impressive considering how thin those joints can be. Now you might wonder, why can't we just place tiles right next to each other and avoid grout altogether? The answer lies in physics and practicality. Tiles are made from materials such as ceramic, porcelain, glass, or natural stone, and they expand and contract with temperature changes. If you jam them flush against each other, there's no room for that movement. Over time, this leads to chipping or lifting because the edges collide. Grout gives each tile just enough wiggle room so the whole surface can flex slightly without failing. Grout also prevents debris, dirt, and water from slipping into those gaps. Imagine a bathroom floor without grout. Water would leak through every tiny crack, eventually damaging the subfloor beneath. In kitchens, crumbs and grease would creep under tiles. Even on walls, tiles without grout would be uneven and loose. So grout doesn't just complete the look, it's essential for protecting the structure, hygiene, and longevity of your tiled surfaces. One of the things that surprises people most is that not all grout is the same. There are actually several different types of grout, each designed for a different kind of tile installation. The two most common categories are sanded grout and unsanded grout. Sanded grout contains, you guessed it, sand, which gives it strength and reduces shrinkage. It's used for wider joints, typically 1/8 inch or more, because the sand helps it hold its shape and resist cracking. Unsanded grout, on the other hand, is smooth and sand-free. It's usually used for narrow joints, delicate tiles like glass, or vertical applications where a looser, stickier texture is easier to work with. Beyond these two, there's also epoxy grout, which is a completely different material. Instead of cement, epoxy grout uses a combination of resin and hardener. It's extremely strong, stain-proof, chemical-resistant, and nearly waterproof. That makes it a popular choice for places like commercial kitchens, showers, or areas where heavy cleaning happens regularly. The downside? It's more expensive and harder to work with, so it's not always the first choice for DIY installations. There are also furan grouts, typically found in industrial environments, and pre-mixed grouts, which simplify installation for smaller jobs. Grouting may look simple, but there's definitely a technique to getting it right. After tiles are placed and the adhesive underneath has cured, grout is applied using a rubber float, pushing it diagonally across the surface to force the mixture deep into the joints. Excess grout gets wiped away with a damp sponge, but only after the material has had enough time to set. If you wipe too early, you'll pull grout out of the joints. If you wipe too late, a stubborn haze will form on the tile surface. After everything dries, the grout joints need to be sealed, unless you're using epoxy, because cement-based grout is porous. Sealing protects against moisture, bacteria, mold, and stains. Think of it like a protective raincoat for your grout lines. It's a step many people skip, but skipping it can dramatically shorten the life of your grout and cause discoloration. Even though grout is durable, it's not indestructible. One common issue is grout cracking, which usually happens when the underlying floor moves more than expected or when grout was applied incorrectly. Another problem is staining, especially in kitchens and bathrooms. Over time, spills, soap scum, or dirt can cause discoloration. This is why sealing is so important. There's also efflorescence, a white powdery residue that appears when minerals within cement grout migrate to the surface. While it looks alarming, it's usually harmless and can be cleaned with the right products. And of course, there's mold and mildew, which thrive in wet, unsealed grout. Proper sealing, ventilation, and cleaning can prevent most of these issues. So the next time you walk across your tiled kitchen floor or step into your shower, take a moment to appreciate the grout working quietly beneath your feet. It may not be glamorous, but it's one of the most essential elements of tile installation. Without grout, tiles wouldn't stay aligned, surfaces wouldn't stay waterproof, and your home would be a lot harder to maintain. From sanded to epoxy, from structural support to aesthetic finishing, grout does far more than just fill in the gaps. It holds everything together, literally and figuratively. And now that you know what it is and why it matters, those little lines between your tiles might not seem so ordinary anymore. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.